Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. I'm just going to make sure the recording actually started. Yes, it did. So glad you could join me for Game 2 in this series here. This is SKT versus Hanbit, Soft, and BoxeR after... he stomped Stay pretty hard in that first game. So he's going to be moving on here. He's playing now against... Control, that's his name. Not In Control, different Control. Obviously. That's definitely not a giant white dude. R.I.P. by the way. And this one here is going to be a TBT. I looked at the map. It's, I don't know the name. Oh, Into the Darkness, I think. So it's a two-player map, and it's on the space tiles. And I'm pretty sure I cast the game on this map and was wondering why it was desert tile. Yeah, Into the Darkness. When obviously it's not, so yeah. Now I looked ahead. BoxeR is yellow and Control is orange. It's gonna be tough though, just being real. So the bottom left here is BoxeR, and then in the top right, eventually, when they click over there, is Control. Players saying something to each other, cannot read it. Hold on. So let's see. This is not an island map or anything like that. So, kind of all the normal things could be here. Definitely, sometimes you just build some vultures and go kill your opponent. And sometimes TBT gets into these super late game, drawn out slobber knockers. You never know, man. Could be like a 5-base versus 5-base game, or they could cheese each other. The beauty of RTS games. So it looks like Control is scouting. Yeah, Control is scouting before BoxeR. BoxeR just focusing more on economy. I think this usually means, not usually, more often than not, if you're not scouting, it leans more towards some sort of really tight build. Generally, the scouting information is really good. BoxeR, okay, so also this could just be a proxy Rax, and that is potentially going to do some damage. There's no second SCV coming out, so it's not anything super crazy. It's pretty free, especially in TVT, to build your barracks out on the map. Build a couple Marines and just see what you can get done. You're probably going to end up building some Marines anyway. If you left your barracks at home just to be safe. But if you've proxied it, maybe you can get a bit of damage done. And then the barracks is going to be used for scouting anyway. And so, since it's so close to your opponent, you'll get that scouting info much quicker. So I like it. It's cool. Doesn't mean it's a cheese or all-in or anything like that. You could definitely proxy your barracks and then just play a normal game. He's not even going to build a Marine. So this is just a straight-up scouting barracks. Which, yeah, obviously, that is not cheesy at all. It's basically the opposite. It's almost cheesy in the opposite direction, just saying, whatever, I'm not even going to defend myself. I don't even need the Marine at home. Whereas BoxeR did build that one Marine at home and then lift off his racks, and it is now going to scout as well. So, it's going to be just a faster scout here for Control. He will know before BoxeR that they're doing the exact same build so far. Now, the one Marine is here, so eventually he'll shoot that down, but I think we all know how long it takes a Marine to kill a barracks. Approximately forever. Alright, and good scouting info here. Sees the gas. Sees 1 factory, 2 factory. So, Control knows everything. And I imagine he's just going to float this barracks out of the base, keep it alive. And now second factory made for Control. And an SCV. It looks like a couple SCVs are running out. See machine shop here on BoxeR's first factory. Doesn't really mean that much, honestly. Oh, I see. So he's landing the barracks in a position to try to block starting the second machine shop. And BoxeR really responding to this, pulling 2 SCVs to DPS down that factory with the Marine. I'm kind of surprised. Seems like it's not that big of a deal, and actually the barracks is lifted off before the factory finishes. That's probably because the SCVs were there. I imagine BoxeR really wanted to get it. There it is, okay. It's like BoxeR really wants to get that machine shop started as fast as he can. Waits. Saw an armory there for control. Haven't seen one for BoxeR yet, although obviously if you're going to be in a meching situation, you will definitely need at least one armory. A lot of the time, with mech units, it's definitely worth going double armory. Both those upgrades are so powerful. I mean, especially the attack upgrade, but keeping your sick mech units alive longer is pretty good. So, can't be undervaluing that. I think we're probably more likely to see BoxeR go double armory at this point, just given how quick Control's armory is relative to his. He's going to have, you know, if BoxeR goes for one armory, he's going to be a little bit behind on those upgrades. But if he goes double, he'll eventually be ahead. But that higher investment can make you a little bit vulnerable. It seems like we're kind of settling down for a longer game, though. Yeah, and BoxeR's actually started his CC, I believe, so I don't think we're going to be seeing too much aggression here. Armory now started for BoxeR, so really not that much behind. Oh, I see, that's Control's barracks. So neither player started their command center quite yet, but it's really tough to actually attack in this position. SCV coming out here, and is sitting in the CC place, so I imagine that's what's going to happen. And is that yeah, BoxeR's SCV is actually sitting there blocking it. Kind of funny. Lots of Goliaths here for Control. He's actually going to be able to kill off that barracks. A little annoying for BoxeR. He'll have to rebuild that if he wants to make more factories, which he definitely will. That said, you know, 150 minerals is not a big deal. This matchup's definitely much more about the gas. 150 minerals is like, okay, I could have built 2 extra vultures at some point. Whatever, not a big deal. And no, not started the actual CC yet, BoxeR has, so I don't know, maybe he's thinking he's going to get aggressive. It's on eBay for Control. Yeah, he's going to be for turrets, I imagine. I can't see him getting Marine upgrades at this point. And BoxeR looks like he's about to start that command center. It's quite a bit behind Control's. Control's CC is just about done. And now BoxeR finally starting his. So he's going to be expanding. But a little bit behind Control there. I guess I'd have to give Control a slight edge at this point, just based on the speed of that CC. Neither of these players are in any real danger of dying. Neither of them have gone for a starport either, so it's not like you're going to get tank dropped or glide dropped or anything right now. And the turret started now. It's kind of preemptive. But turrets are cheap, so building a few turrets just because is not going to be that bad. Sorry, BoxeR's moving SCVs out? Is that what I just saw? I think so? I'm not sure. Control moving out onto the map with this army here. He's got a really strong Goliath count, that's for sure. Yeah, BoxeR moving forward. He's been producing tanks instead of Goliaths. So he's got a huge tank number here. If he can get set up in the right spot, he could definitely do a lot of damage with this. But it's just so tough to push into a Terran, even if they only have a few tanks and you've got that tank advantage. When your tanks are running in and their Goliaths jump on top of them and kill one or two, it's actually really painful. And now this setup is pretty decent for, well, BoxeR does end up killing that tank off, but I think it's going to be hard to push in for BoxeR right now. He's trying, though, leading with the SCVs to soak some tank shots, but good targeting from Control. Actually ends up getting a tank, 2 tanks there, but loses his 1 tank. I think still a fine trade for Control. Trading Goliaths mostly for tanks is not so bad in this matchup. So, we'll see. I don't think BoxeR can really push in. He's going to lose that Goliath there. I don't know, man. He needs some air control or something if he's going to do that. But we don't see a starport yet for either player, so I really just don't see that happening. BoxeR transferring SCVs now, so his expansion is online. Following with the macro a little bit, just saw 2 idle SCVs that were building depots. Gonna have to get that started. Definitely don't want to be supply blocked. Not that we can see supply. I think even if it were on screen, I wouldn't be able to read it at the moment, so it's all good. Yeah, more turrets going up in controls main. I think that's like... That's one of those corners that like a really strong player will cut. Like, oh, okay, I haven't seen any reason to actually have the turrets yet. I'll just build them when I need them. Whereas control here, just building them preemptively. But like, 3 turrets, like it just doesn't matter that much. Not very many minerals used there. Another factory here for BoxeR, still producing tanks. But we do see that with control switching into basically, well, mostly tank production, he's definitely caught up on that tank count. And again, I think I still like his spot. Just having that earlier CC up means he's gonna have more SCVs. Just has better saturate, or had better saturation for a while. BoxeR remade a barracks. He's sending it out to scout again. That's not the kind of error control you really need if you're going to be pushing into tanks. It's ideal to have, you know, maybe drop ships or like race or something. You know what? That's not true. Flying buildings kind of works. As long as you have that vision range, you can push through. As long as they don't have something that's going to shoot down your barracks too quick. A little bit of a run by here from control. I don't think he should fight 2 tanks, although just planting some mines, hoping to catch some reinforcements with that. Obviously, just a couple mines on the way to your opponent's reinforcement can be really dangerous, but we're seeing a lot of damage here. Now these vultures run into the natural. I think they did get some SCV kills, but BoxeR has units here. I believe BoxeR's winning this. Yeah, he's going to win this with the reinforcements from his production buildings, but that was a decent harassment. I think the main thing that control has to worry about right now is potentially getting pinned into his base. BoxeR definitely does have a lot more map control than him. It's not that he's actually got units there, but it looks like it's just a strong choke for him to put stuff in. So BoxeR's plan might just be choke him out, but control is having none of that as he decides to push forward, unsieges his tanks, runs into tank fire. Can he break this contain? It is a very wide tank spread. Some SCVs coming in to help fight as well, getting on top of the tanks, so if they're getting shot, it's going to splash onto BoxeR's tanks. And yeah, actually, control... No, he does not quite break the position, but he did get... I'm not sure. Those are those are control's tanks right there. So it looks like he won enough of this engagement that really what's going to happen here is BoxeR's units are probably just pinned. Oh, but that tank shot killed 2 tanks, I think. Pretty brutal. Nice mine there next to those tanks. I think it's definitely going to work out. Yeah, that vulture essentially trades 1 vulture for 2 tanks there. A very good trade for control. Now jumping up onto these tanks, laying more mines next to them. And it looks like, yeah, BoxeR's position is pretty broken here. And the contain is over. The siege ends, yeah, and that mine even finishes off that tank. So at the end of the day, kind of painful for both players for sure. Just a lot of lost tanks on both sides. BoxeR is still rallying up, though. He needs to change those rallies, or it could actually go pretty bad for him. Those vultures are going to jump forward. Lay a mine. He does get a mine down. Will it go off? I don't know. The observer switched away. I think there was a mine next to the tank. It may be dead right now. Both players still in 2 base here. And actually adding more production before a 3rd CC. Nice thing about Terran, you can just build your CC and fly it over the base. Sorry, BoxeR's kind of still trying to set up this contain, but control's definitely taken a lot more area. And if we look at the map, he has a door to go through to his 3rd right now. So I don't think that BoxeR can really contain him like he was hoping to. If you can keep your opponent on 2 base and just like set up this insane tank field. Oh, good attack move by BoxeR. If those had been on move command, they may have just both died. But on attack move, so the tanks just target the mines and kill them before they can go off. It's like a pretty big vulture move out from control. He's getting on top of these tanks. Is he going to be able to lay mines? No, not really. He's just losing his vultures. So far, a bunch of vultures die for free. I think he got 1 tank there. Okay, all right. So it does end up getting a couple tanks for those vultures. which, I mean, again, the gas is what's really important, so trading minerals for gas units always gonna be okay. But that was quite a few vultures. If Control had been able to get the mines down, he could have actually just destroyed that position potentially, but the tanks, looks like they have 1-1 right now, so with those upgrades finishing, they will shred vultures even faster. I think both players have started CCs now. Yeah, BoxeR's, actually both of them on the left side. Nope, that's not where Controls is. I think Control has a third, like, just outside his natural, kind of. Yeah, there's a CC there. So both players are going up to 3 base. And not getting harassed there at those bases right now. Still only 2 machine shops for BoxeR. I'm a little surprised he doesn't have more. But a lot of vulture production. We don't see too many Goliaths. You do want to have some of those anti-air units in your army, though. Can get a little scary when your opponent has a bunch of dropships and you just can't do anything about it. Looks like Control's going to try to get in here, but no, pulls back. Did kill 1 vulture, so I guess that's technically a little bit of a win there. But not a big deal. Saw the units and pulled back. And looks like BoxeR might be trying to wrap around this position. No, he's just got the pathway plugged off with some tanks. Doesn't want those vultures running out, especially since that is where his third is, over on the left side of the map. So that would be a pretty annoying situation for BoxeR, just having vultures there. So plugged it off with his tanks and some vultures. And we're kind of into a situation where Control has one area where his units are, and BoxeR's a little more split up. But BoxeR has put his units at the exits of chokes, so it's going to be really tough for Control to actually fight BoxeR's army properly. If this were out on open ground, he could just crush one army and then go crush the other. But just given the layout of this map, there's a lot of alleys and bridges and stuff like that, and those are great places to set up tank contains. So we are now back into a little bit of a position with BoxeR containing. I'm still not too worried for Control, though. He's got a good army still. You know, he could get some dropships and potentially break these positions with them. I think he's still got a decent shot in this game. That is a ton of vultures BoxeR has there. That is just a lot of vultures. I think that, yeah, the more right contain with those 2 bridges is actually looking kind of breakable. BoxeR does not have many units there. I think it's just like 4 tanks and a couple vultures. There are mines laid, but mines, 1, don't shoot vultures, and 2, can potentially work against you. Looks like this eBay is gonna die. Well, you know, it could get, no. I was gonna say, it could maybe run over to that SCV field and get repaired, but not gonna happen. Definitely not as big a deal as one of my earliest casts. I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd game. That poor factory, the SCV's like underneath it, starting to repair, and it blows up. That's just tragic. Alright, double starport for BoxeR and double starport for Control. So both going into this at the same time. Scanned by BoxeR, so he knows what's up, but I don't think Control knows quite yet. BoxeR is actually going into Wraiths here. 3rd starport coming up. So yeah, he's going into a pretty big Wraith switch. If you catch your opponent off guard with this, it's like crazy powerful. If they know it's coming and they have a control group of Goliaths, it sucks. So BoxeR really going to need to keep that hidden. I think Control might just be going into starports for drops, but we'll have to see what he actually ends up making. He did have 1 control tower. If he builds a 2nd, then yeah, it's going to be drops. If not, it could just be, you know, 2 port Wraith for him versus the 3 of BoxeR. In which case, it's probably not going to go that well. Usually, yeah, there's a dropship from Control. So I do think that's his plan. This can, I mean, he could just get his dropship caught by Wraiths and then lose the game. That's certainly possible. But if he's careful, he should be okay. Does have some Goliaths at least, so these Wraiths aren't just going to fire for free. I guess the question is, will BoxeR get Cloak? I'm a little surprised he's revealing these wraiths so quickly, sending them across the map. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was Control's Vulture underneath those two wraiths. So I think Control just knows what's up at this point. Maybe not. It's not shooting the SCV. So I think Control doesn't know then. I'm surprised BoxeR even sent them just two, though. I don't see the point. You're not going to kill, like, anything with just that. Unless you just happen to catch these dropships when they're over top of an area where they can't get any anti-air and they can't drop their units out. That would be tragic for Control. Just actually tragic. 3, yeah, but he's got, you know, even 4 vultures would definitely be 2 wraiths, but like 4 vultures beat 5 wraiths as well. So as long as he can empty his units out of the dropship, he's gonna be fine. Oh god, the cat's here. The feline menace returns. Yes, hello. Alright, I think BoxeR's up to 5 wraiths. That's what it looked like. I haven't had a shot of his main where he's actually making the wraiths to see if they've been researching Cloak or not. And here we go. Control trying to get some vultures across this bridge. Look at all these tanks. Does end up getting on top of the tanks to splash them a little bit with BoxeR's own tank fire, but not going to be too effective there. You would need like max supply of vultures to get across that ramp and take out those tanks. I just don't see that happening. Would you like to say hello? Is that what it is? Maybe. Still just kind of in a lull here. Neither player really able to deal a big blow. I think Control's plan is just with the dropships. Has he even seen the wraiths yet, though? Yeah, this is definitely getting up to Doom drop levels. I didn't realize quite how many dropships there are. 6 dropships full of units. No. BoxeR, if he finds these with his wraiths, that would be insane. And there we go. Cloak is done. So it could all end in a flash. Oh no, not like this. Not like this! Okay. Whew. Please. Please don't let the game end that way. That would be such a tragic way for this game to end. Do see another CC there for Control, so he's definitely looking to play basically as long a game as BoxeR wants. And the Wraiths flying in here. They find the dropships. No! 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. 5 of them go down. All 6 go down. BoxeR. Oh no. Huge damage done. I mean, that was like Control's whole plan. He lost so much there. Oh, BoxeR. How does he do it? How does he do it? The look on Control's face. I'm so sorry. That's so painful. Oh man, that, kids, is why you gotta scan your opponent's base to see if they're going wraiths or not. Oh, okay, well, hopefully Control can come back. That was a lot of units lost, though. I wonder what BoxeR's plan is from here, if he's just gonna try to end the game, or the old went ahead, get more ahead. Definitely just throwing away some vultures here, not really getting much out of it. Gonna be able to kill that one tank, it looks like. Is it being repaired or something? How is this tank still alive? Oh my god. Look at him go! That tank is about as low as it could be, but does end up getting repaired, so all those units just thrown away by BoxeR. The problem is it was just all vultures, like... I don't think BoxeR cares that much about vultures, whereas what Control lost was so expensive. Ugh. Painful. BoxeR even putting up a turret wall there. Definitely not going to fly over that with, well, anything. The only thing that could fly over that would be an Arbiter. Arbiter could get over that for sure. BoxeR adding a control tower. So it looks like he's going to start producing some dropships of his own. I guess could be going into battle cruisers. That's possible. Was that like a fleet of, what do you call them, wraiths from Yeah, I think BoxeR is going into battlecruiser. I just don't see the point in like 4 dropship production. That's just like too much, you know? They're so expensive. 200, 200 is like crazy expensive. So and you know, you only need so many. There's a point where you're just weakening your army by building more shuttle or dropships. I guess maybe you could build 4. I don't know. It seems gratuitous at that point. But if you're going battle cruisers, then that will make your transition a little bit. Well, it'll make your transition shorter. The transition itself will be more dangerous, but I think with the lead BoxeR has, he's going to be fine. That's it. I mean, we don't even see a science facility yet, so I don't know. I guess it's for drops. So quite a few wraiths still alive. Looks like BoxeR's actually just been producing more, and dropships start popping out. I guess, you know, what this does let him do is just get 8 dropships like really fast if he wants. So could kind of catch Control off guard with just how many drops he has. How does BoxeR know? He scans it like the perfect moment, just sees Control walking his units forward. He just knows, man. He just knows. Control is sending his CC down to that base, but joke's on you, boyo. BoxeR's been mining that for a while. And BoxeR, I have to think, is up quite a few bases now. Man, he is just such... He is so good, dude. Like, just so solid. This is the thing about BoxeR that's terrifying. Like, he can do these crazy one-base plays, like, really technical, really strong. I don't even want to call them cheeses, but, like, these timing attacks and stuff, and just kill you on one base. Or he'll contain you and just play a macro game. And he's also really good at that. And really, there's been no point in this game where he was ever behind or anything, more than having a later CC. But his moves have just been great. I mean, I guess a big part of it was just making a bunch of wraiths and randomly catching Control's dropships, but he's had this contain set up since his first contain broke. So his game plan actually never really changed. It was, I'm going to contain you on 2 bases. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm going to continue on, I think it's 4 bases instead then. Whatever. I'll just take an extra 2 bases and win. Oh, boy. Okay, so leading with 2 engineering base to tank the really only 2 missile turrets here. And now dropping with his army, and he's going to get a ton of damage here. Nothing really to defend from Control at the moment, and a bunch of siege tanks in his base. Control needs to drop on top of those tanks. I think that's the only way he could efficiently clear this out. If he drops Goliath on top of the tanks, this is actually not that bad for Control, but it's not really what we're looking at right now. And oh my god, here come the Vulture, the Wraiths as well. They're going to target down the CC, it looks like, and yeah, it's going to die really quickly. The science facility does get away. It's looking tough right now. BoxeR's just destroying Control's main. Control sending his factories over. I'm not even sure what this is for. I guess to tank the Vulture shots while his Goliaths run in? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's looking real bad for him. That's what I know. BoxeR just going to bring his air units out. Actually, you know, this is cleared out, and it wasn't too bad. Like, it could have been way worse. Okay, and there's the physics lab. So this is going to be into battle cruisers. I just, like, 5-port dropship is just too much. You can make like 1 round of dropships and then you have to stop because that's already 10 supply. Are you gonna go up to 20 supply and dropships? Like, does anyone need 10 dropships? I guess if you want to load up literally your entire army and drop it into your opponent's main, it's good, but I don't know. Even then, like, okay, so you made dropships for 2 rounds. Why did you add all these control towers? But if you're going into battle cruisers eventually, then yeah, I get it. Looks like BoxeR's gonna be dropping again, and he's found a spot. BoxeR! Ah! Yeah, unloads his units. Tanks are sieging up. It looks like it's enough here to defend this pretty efficiently, though. Well, not all the Goliaths are even firing, so yeah, okay. This actually didn't go that well for BoxeR. I think that Control was fine with that interaction. And I think all the dropships live, though. So that's a little annoying for Control. Like I said, those are really expensive. Terran really got shafted as far as how expensive their drops are. Another 2 Stargates? Chill, BoxeR. You've got 5 battle cruisers producing at a time already. You don't need 7 at once. It's enough. Looks like he's probably cut tank. I think he's basically just cut producing anything other than battle cruisers at this point. If you're going up to 7 Stargates, like, that's all you want. Starports, sorry. Couldn't have called them something else like airfields, you know? Just make it totally different. Why does it have to have star in the name of both? At least Zerg is just completely different, but Zerg is just weird like that, so whatever. I haven't actually seen a battlecruiser finish yet, but it has to be what he's making. They should be popping out soon. I know they take a while to build, but this long? It's like BoxeR's transferring SCV. Oh, he's probably just bringing them up here to make turrets and shit. I already got 3, so I think that is a transfer to the mineral field that looks pretty underused. No, BoxeR's actually just throwing away supply right now. He wants to build a couple, well, it's probably like 1 battle cruiser of supply there. And here we go, they're starting to pop. 5 all at once. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, there's a point where you have so many battle cruisers that, like, I don't even know how you kill that. It's like, if they stack up enough, they'll just gun down Goliath so hard. They can Yamato cannon, which I'm sure you get Yamato cannon, and yeah, it's blinking, so there will be Yamato cannon on the way. We'll see what Control's gonna do here. I think the tech he needs is like Wraiths. I guess, I mean, Goliaths, he's got a lot of Goliaths, so that's probably gonna be his best choice. I'm guessing he doesn't have air upgrades, so maybe the Goliaths are just gonna be better because he's got upgrades on them. I think he's probably at least +3 attack by now. So we'll see what his plan is to stop this. BoxeR still just has this contain setup. He's had it all game. More engineering bays going up. So we're going to be seeing that same trick again, floating the E-bays over top of turrets to soak the fire. BoxeR bleeding off more of these SCVs. It's that moment in Age of Empires you just like box your villagers and press delete, but it does not work in StarCraft. You can't just delete your units. You think he'd be able to just like dismiss them though? Be like, you know what, you SCV, go home. We don't need you anymore. Stop eating up my supply. And he'd be like, fuck, thank God. I don't have to die out here. Excellent. Pretty big turret count from Control. Looks like he is preparing to deal with these battle cruisers. The problem for him is he's just not got the bases for it anymore. BoxeR's been containing him for so long and has taken, I believe, every other base on the map. So he's going to be soaking up all those minerals. And, oh my. That's not a physics lab. That's that's a, oh my. That's a nuke silo right there. Scanned. So Control does know about it now, but I don't know. I mean, there's a difference between knowing about the nukes that are coming and actually being able to do anything. I do think there's a good use for nukes in this matchup. Like, of all the matchups, this is probably the best. Just for pushing back tank lines and stuff. But I think what BoxeR's going to do is probably just drop his nuke on top of all those turrets and then send the battlecruisers in. They got to make sure not to mess up the timing and send your battlecruisers into the nuke. That's one way he could lose this game. I guess Cloak is still going to be useful. A couple more SCVs being sacrificed, and now Control, he's either sacrificing SCVs or he's making a push here. No, he's just sacking SCVs, the same as what BoxeR did. Did get them on top of some of those tanks, but BoxeR with a good on siege. Doesn't want to splash his tanks. He's killing off his SCVs, but tanks, that's a bit of a different story. And here comes the drop. There were a bunch of ultras in position though, so I think he might actually just thwart this pretty easily. The thing about missile turrets is you can't target with them, but so you send the E-bays first. I think that's a nuke. Yep, nuclear launch detected on top of, yeah, that's where I thought it would be. On top of all these turrets. Oh man, it's gonna drop and the tanks are still there. No, he's gonna lose them. Oh.
Nice nuke from BoxeR. I would say that one definitely worked out. Now pushing up with his tanks. This position seems pretty broken. Were the battle cruisers just a way to bait control into building turrets? Oh, well, the ghost just died, so he's gonna have to reproduce that to nuke again. But I would say that first nuke worked out relatively well. It wasn't a ton of stuff. Now, it would have been hard to push into that just because of all the turrets getting in the way of your unit's movement. That said, this base is not actually important anymore, so losing it isn't the end of the world for control. Looks like he was mined out there. Where is he even mining? I mean, BoxeR's still mining, but I don't think control is. I don't see a base for him that could be mining at this point. Maybe like that middle third or whatever. I don't know. It's definitely... It's kind of looking like BoxeR just deciding how he wants to end this game. And I think really since he picked off all those dropships, like, that's what it's been. It was... Maybe that was BoxeR's plan, was to go for the contain, which will not force, but definitely incentivize your opponent to go for drops, and then just catch the drops with his Cloak Wraith. So, that's actually a pretty sick plan. BoxeR's just thinking like 6 steps ahead at all points, because he's BoxeR. And yeah, if that was the plan, it's actually a sick plan. Now, coming in with his Air Force, I just don't see what you can do against that, and I think... Was that GG? Yeah, there's GG. I mean, brutally destroyed by BoxeR that game. Control, I think he played okay. The dropships getting caught was just so bad for him. Like, that was just his plan. And BoxeR kills, I think he killed 5 dropships. Some of them with units in them. Just all for free with those raids. It was pretty painful, and because those dropships are killed, Control was never able to break that contain, and BoxeR at that point can just choke him out however he wants, and apparently how he wanted to was with a nuke. and 7 starport battlecruiser. Just cuz, just cuz. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one. I did. It was a pretty cool game. I enjoy some of these like older TVTs that are a little more wild than what we'd see today. But yeah, I hope you tune in for the next one. Peace.